For today's tale, we have chaotic annoying versus lawful stupid. Who will win? Let's throw another log into the ring. This is a tale from my paid DM adventures. One of the things I see a lot is people who want to just conk out and play silly little tropes in short games. It makes sense. Who wants to invest a lot in a character for 2 to 3 short sessions with strangers? So when this group handed in their character sheets, no alarm bells were rung. There were 5 players, but only 2 were problematic: the lawful stupid paladin and the chaotic annoying bard. The paladin was a special case. She was lawful neutral and would follow the letter of the law precisely and firmly. I personally prefer it when PCs follow the law. It means I'm much less likely to have to rein in a torture scene, deal with the party stealing from each other, or such shenanigans. But this paladin would only do something if the law of her god said she could, every few seconds. Does my god let me open doors without knocking? Does my god prefer it if I eat bread with jam or peanut butter? She wouldn't wipe her butt if her god didn't specifically allow it. Very annoying in and out of game. When I told her I would let her know what the god wasn't happy with, she got very annoyed and started accusing me and everyone at the table of cutting her role-playing short. At the same time, the bard was 10 different characters in one. True chaotic. None of his decisions were making any sense. When I asked him to quit it, he handed me the classic "it's what my character would do" and said he had a mysterious backstory which justified everything. I asked if he wanted to share that with me, the DM. He said no. If they weren't paying me for my time, I'd have dropped them on session 1, but alas, I was saving up for a holiday. Playing with the 2 of them together was like herding cats. By the time the paladin had decided she was allowed to do something, the bard had flitted on to the next thing like a schizophrenic butterfly. He picked fights with NPCs who'd done nothing wrong, buddied up to the obviously evil guys, and skip off without the group to do whatever he wanted. With the plot and game quickly derailing, I suggested that we take a break, and as usual, I take some time to discuss things with all the players. They weren't thrilled, but wanted to keep playing, so I was stuck with them for yet another session of horror. The bard decides he's going to rob a grave. Long story short, they were ghost hunting, which is obviously not legal, so the paladin tries to stop him. And then she realizes that her god wouldn't like her hurting a friend, so she can't do anything to him. Unfortunately, she says that aloud, and I could practically hear the bard thinking, so he hits her. The players agreed PvP would be allowed as long as it didn't get personal. He wasn't using any weapons, but she couldn't do anything back to him. I tried to intervene, but the paladin tells me, "No, I've got this," and rolls a nat 1 to persuade him to stop it. I try to step in again, and one of the other players tells me to let this play out, and the paladin agrees because he won't seriously hurt me or anything. If you have ever seen that YouTube video of cooking a chicken by slapping it, it was like that. Slow, torturous, and painful to watch. The bard wound up slapping all 44 of her hit points down to 0, one at a time. I didn't allow him to actually kill her, and luckily for me, the other players were in absolute hysterics. Paladin is freaking out and really annoyed. I point out that she could have just stopped him, or, walked away, and that she's still alive. The bard then turns to slap one of the others, and the whole party just jumps him and took him out in one turn. His last words were, "I don't regret anything." The paladin dropped out after that, but the bard re-rolled a much less annoying character. So it looks like no one wins in the end, which sounds about right. I don't think you could pay me enough to deal with one of these two, let alone both. But I think we can all appreciate the rest of the party taking out the bard. What do you all think about this situation?